Chapter 1. In a quaint, small-town clothing shop, the hum of a cleaning cloth against wooden mannequins filled the air. Clara, the shop's sentient mannequin on wheels, moved with mechanical precision, dusting and tidying every surface as though it was an art form. The shop's bell chimed, and the door creaked open. Ailes Taylor, a tall teenager with spiky hair that defied gravity, entered. His eyes widened in disbelief as he took in the sight of Clara. "What the?" Ailes blurted out, his voice a mixture of shock and curiosity. Clara gasped, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "A customer." She rolled over quickly, her wheels clicking softly on the floor. Without hesitation, she picked up Ailes and set him down on a nearby chair. "Sorry, I just haven't seen a customer in weeks." "Did you come here for some clothes, sir?" Ailes, still in shock, stammered, "Has God come for his revenge for my killing by possessing a mannequin?" His voice trembled with a mix of fear and confusion. Clara looked puzzled. "What? No, what killing? I don't think people like it when you do that to them. That's mean, I think." Ailes's face hardened. "I'm a freaking mass murderer." Clara's expression turned earnest. "But it's mean. You should take up selling clothes instead. It's much more fulfilling and much less mean." In a sudden, defiant motion, Ailes pulled out a knife smeared with dark, dried blood. "So, now what do you think?" Clara looked at the knife, her eyes wide. "Why is your knife covered in red water? Also, kids shouldn't have knives. That's dangerous." She took the knife from him with surprising strength. "I'm not a kid, I'm 14. Ailes argued. "In this country, humans are children until they turn 18, Clara replied matter-of-factly. Ailes glared at her. "You're just a mannequin. How could you possibly know that?" "I was made 23 years ago," Clara responded. Ailes's frustration grew. "How are you alive? You're not even human." This is becoming horror really fast. Clara reached out, grabbing his arm before he could escape. "Don't be scared. Besides, not everything that's alive is human." Ailes fought against her grip, but she was surprisingly strong. He broke free and dashed toward the door, only to trip and black out on the threshold. Clara's concern was evident as she gently picked him up and carried him to what appeared to be a small bedroom at the back of the shop. She placed an ice pack on his forehead with mechanical precision. When Ailes came to, he screamed, "What the? Hello?" Clara greeted cheerfully. Ailes scrambled for his phone, trying to call someone. Clara watched curiously. "What's that?" "It's a phone," Ailes said, trying to stay calm despite his anxiety. "I need to call someone, but I can't call the police because they are on the hunt for me." Clara looked worried. "Is this what happens when people kill? I knew it was rude." Ailes's frustration boiled over. "Says the one who is clearly possessed by a demon." "What's a demon?" Clara asked, genuinely confused. "You really don't know, do you?" Ailes retorted. Clara shook her head. "Not really. You just keep calling me names, and it's very rude. A demon is something that possesses something not supposed to be alive, like a mannequin," Ailes explained. "Huh?" Clara's wooden face remained inscrutable. Just then, the shop's door opened, and a man in his 40s walked in. His face was stern but softened upon seeing Clara. "Calm down, you." "Dad!" Clara exclaimed, rolling over to him and giving him a warm hug. Ailes blinked in confusion. "So you're not possessed by a demon then? I'm completely lost." "Settle down, Ailes. My name is Owen. I'm the one who actually owns the place. 23 years ago, I made my assistant, Clara." "So you're like a god?" Ailes asked, his breathing quickening. Owen chuckled. "No, I'm human. I'm just an engineer. Clara's a robot, you dumb. Well then, I'm in a bit of a pickle myself, Ailes interrupted. The police are on the hunt for me. Perhaps you could pull a Sweeney Todd and help me out. And if you don't know what that is, we can go to my apartment and I can totally show you. Ailes's breathing was rapid, his panic barely controlled. I'm not helping a mass murderer. Your reputation precedes you, Ailes. It's not my fault. I'm trying to clear my name. Ailes's voice was desperate. Owen sighed. Ailes, it is known what you went through, but you took things too far. You not only killed your parents but many more. You can't just do that, kid. Before I tell you the whole story, I want at least to say this, Ailes said, looking at Clara. At least come watch the movie. It's a really cool movie. My daughter doesn't need to see that much bloodshed. Clara took you in because you blacked out. She has a good heart. Thanks, Dad. Clara said with a smile. However, this is still a clothing store, so either buy something or leave. Or at least watch your tongue. Can I at least tell you the real story? Ailes pleaded, gasping for breath. Make it quick, Owen said. Fine. When I was 14, and yes, I'm not really 14, I'm 25, I dated a girl named Layla. My parents didn't like her, so they formed a group called the Night Stalkers to try and kill her. They succeeded, so I killed them and most of their group. I was misunderstood as a killer, and now everyone fears me. Owen's skepticism remained. Sure, but murder as revenge is still murder. I haven't killed anyone since then, Ailes said, looking at Clara. That knife from earlier is several years old. The blood was dry. It was still murder, which is not okay under most circumstances. You should have turned them into the police, Owen replied. Yeah, but they're still out there. Their group is called the Night Stalkers. I need to clear my name and stop them, Ailes insisted. From what? From killing anyone else, Ailes said. I thought they were after making you miserable specifically. Well, anyone they dislike or think isn't worth living. They worship Satan too, Ailes explained. Why don't you turn them in? They're always on the move. They just report me for their crimes. Is this making sense? Oh no. Clara's expression grew more serious. Well, I don't know how you want us to help. Well, for one thing, we aren't safe here. We could go to my apartment. Perhaps Clara and I could watch a movie or something, Ailes suggested. I said watch your tongue. Also, how do we even know you're telling the truth? Fair point. And I thought you meant don't say bad words by watch my tongue. Plus, even if she is a mannequin, she still looks sorta human. It's just that her words don't always match her mouth. I know you're probably going to tell me to watch my tongue, so I'm going to stop there. I will not let my daughter even be around you. Wow, you really hate me, don't you? Ailes's voice was tinged with hurt. Your story lacks credibility. There is no evidence, and you expect me to let my daughter be around someone who has killed. Well, I have several things that could prove the truth. I have a diary and social media posts, Ailes said, pulling out both a diary and his phone from his bag. Take a look. Owen took the diary and began flipping through its pages. Ailes then played a video from his phone. The footage showed a young Ailes from October 24, 2025, preparing to visit Layla. The scene turned grim as Layla was shot, and Ailes's parents filmed the aftermath before being killed themselves. The video cut off abruptly. Fine, sure. But again, what do you want us to do? Owen asked. Suddenly, the shop's door burst open, and police officers stormed in. Put your hands up, Ailes. Ailes quickly hid Clara and Owen behind a counter. Like I said, we are not safe here. Owen, you're driving. Let's go to my apartment, and we can discuss from there. I'm not getting involved in this. You may have gone through something, but we don't have anything to do with it. We barely even know you. This is your mess to clean up. Owen argued. Well, they think you're with me, so if they see you, they'll shoot you, Ailes warned. Fine, Owen relented. But let's move quickly. Ailes nodded. Allow me to make us a path. Do you have a gun around here? I can shoot them out of the way. No more killing, Owen said firmly. Meanwhile, the police chief's voice echoed through the store, surprisingly casual. Wait, I think they're white. We don't need to arrest them. Ailes was incredulous. First things first, why are the police so racist? Didn't they ban racism back in 2030? Also, is there a back exit? Why would there be? Every shop has a back exit these days, Ailes insisted. Owen looked hesitant but then nodded. Well, there is my workshop where I made Clara, but that would require us to move to the other side of the shop. All right, let's do it, Ailes decided. Is there any way Clara can hold them off? Just then, the police chief waved dismissively. All right everybody, they're white. Go home, I'll give you all a donut. The absurdity of the situation left Ailes, Owen, and Clara stunned. Well, that was weird, Ailes finally said, his brow furrowed. Owen shook his head. How should we feel about that? How about we just get out of here and head to my apartment before they come back? Ailes suggested. Sure, fine, Owen agreed, still looking perplexed. They made their way quickly to the back of the store. Owen led the way to his car, while Ailes and Clara followed closely. The air was tense with the threat of another encounter. Better make sure those police don't come back. Also, who is driving? Ailes asked as they reached the car. What is driving? Clara inquired, her wheels moving in curiosity. Me, Owen answered, taking his place behind the wheel. Ailes chuckled, trying to lighten the mood. Nice to meet you, driving. I'm Ailes. Ailes got in the back seat, Clara took the passenger seat, and Owen settled into the driver's seat. Okay, only a 2-hour drive there. The address is 2056 Roundhill Green Street, Ailes said, jotting the address in his diary. Ailes Taylor writes in his diary, today I encountered racist police. Didn't they ban racism back in 2030? I also met a mannequin named Clara who is actually a robot created by someone named Owen. They agreed to help me once they understood the truth about the Night Stalkers and my past. With Owen being an inventor, he might be able to provide some answers. Everyone who once trusted me now believes the Night Stalkers are merely hunting me, not the criminals they are. I hope Owen's expertise will be useful in finding a way to stop them. Ailes Taylor. As he put his diary back into his bag, Ailes took a deep breath. All right then. Drive, I guess. Be careful. The police are still on the hunt for me. There's an exit that saves 30 minutes, Ailes added as Owen started the car. The trio set off, their hearts racing as they left the small town behind, heading toward the uncertain safety of Ailes's apartment. The road ahead was filled with questions and danger. Chapter 2. In Ailes's apartment, the Night Stalkers were busy setting up surveillance. One of the members, a wiry man with a shifty look, adjusted a video camera mounted on the wall. Looks good, right? He asked, stepping back to survey his handiwork. No, anyone could see that. We need to put it elsewhere, another Night Stalker, taller and more methodical, replied with frustration. Bro, my grandma could see that, and she's blind, interjected a third member with a mocking tone. With a resigned sigh, the first Night Stalker moved the camera to a less conspicuous spot, though the new location still seemed far from ideal. Better? He asked, clearly irritated. Much better, the second Night Stalker said, nodding in approval. Let's just hope it doesn't get discovered. Several hours later, Ailes, Owen, and Clara arrived at the apartment. Unbeknownst to them, they were being watched. The night stalkers had left, but the cameras were still recording. "I know it's not much to look at," Ailes said as he welcomed his guests. He made his way to the kitchen to grab a snack, while Owen and Clara looked around the modest space. "Anyway, Owen," Ailes continued, returning with his snack, "you asked what you and Clara could do to help? Well, you're a robot inventor. Perhaps you could invent a broadcaster to get the message out. If we can reveal the truth about the night stalkers, maybe I could go to court and clear my name. And if they don't believe us?" Ailes asked skeptically. "We all get hanged," Owen replied with a wry smile. "Okay, I don't think they would hang us, probably just arrest me," Ailes said pragmatically. "I was speaking metaphorically," Owen clarified with a shrug. "Oh, well, how do we get them to believe us then?" A sudden idea struck Ailes. "Can you hack?" Owen looked intrigued. "What are you thinking? If they're going to do something bad, they'd most likely document it. If we hack into their system, we might find evidence of their crimes," Ailes proposed. "And why would they do that?" Owen challenged. "Just because. Why would they make evidence against themselves? Are they that effing stupid? Every evil person or group does something stupid without realizing it," Ailes said with a shrug. "But if they organized some sort of shadow group, you'd think they'd be smarter than that. Surely they'd understand a hacker might come along or someone with access to the servers might betray them. A key part of anything like this is accounting for every little thing," Owen reasoned. A faint beeping sound caught Ailes's attention. "Do you hear that?" Owen looked around, puzzled. "I guess they are that effing stupid." Owen followed the sound to a camera that had been hastily set up. He picked it up and crushed it with a decisive motion. "Try harder. Who would be so dumb as to hide a video cam where anyone could see?" Ailes mused. "Well, because of their colossal screw-up, them logging everything isn't completely out of the question," Owen said, examining the broken camera. "Why don't we take the video chip out of it and see how long it's been recording?" Ailes suggested. "I have a better idea," Owen said. "If they did log everything, it would go to a server that I doubt they own. If I could find out what server it is, we could see everything, even if they delete it on their computers after this." "Okay, well, how about instead of doing it ourselves, since Clara is a robot, we could make some kind of chip, put it in her, and have her scan all the servers until she finds something?" Ailes proposed. "I probably could," Clara said, rolling forward with a thoughtful expression. "Are you sure it's safe, though? We wouldn't want her blowing up or something like that," Ailes said, concerned. "She could handle it," Owen reassured. "But first, I need to remove its ability to record anything." "Sure, I just broke it, but doing your plan would require us fixing it, which would bring that ability back. I need to first reprogram it to remove that entirely." "Well, I guess we could do it tomorrow morning," Ailes said, looking at the clock. "We've been driving for 2 hours, and you both are probably very tired." "Saving it for later will be worse for us," Owen insisted, pulling out the video chip and starting to repair it. "Besides, we need to act quickly." "Well, I'm gonna take a nap." "See you guys in the morning," Ailes said, heading for the couch. Outside, the night was shrouded in an eerie silence, broken only by distant noises. A figure wandered the streets, his multicolored hair catching the faint light of the street lamps. His face was contorted with anguish. They are coming for me, I feel it, the hands grabbing me. So long as they live, I live in pain, the figure muttered to himself. "Baze, cool it, nothing is going to hurt you, not as long as I'm here." "It's all in your mind," a voice comforted him. "I am in pain, my dear Layla," Baze said, his voice trembling. Layla, her face filled with concern, reached out and placed her hand on his shoulder. "It's all right." Baze pushed her away with surprising force. "It's better if I live my end alone," he said, his eyes wild. Layla looked heartbroken but nodded, understanding his need for solitude. She got into her car and drove away, leaving Baze alone in his turmoil. Baze let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the night. Later that night, as Owen worked on the repaired video chip, a sudden commotion outside drew his attention. He walked over to the window and saw Baze, now clearly in a state of distress, attacking a woman who fled in terror. "What was that?" Owen asked, looking up from his work. "I guess I could go take a look," Ailes said, climbing out the window and jumping down with surprising agility. "You just want to kill me." Baze shouted, "What are you talking about?" Layla said, trying to reason with him. Baze, seemingly oblivious to Ailes's presence, struck Layla. She ran away in fear. Baze's gaze shifted to Ailes, now noticing him. "Trying to sneak up on me, so you have a death wish?" "No, I was just," Ailes began, but before he could finish, Baze struck him, knocking him out cold. Back at the apartment, Owen and Clara were still occupied with their tasks. Owen finished repairing the video chip and deleted its recording functions. Ailes eventually came to, finding himself alone on the street. He looked around, disoriented, and saw Layla approaching him. "Hey, you look pretty beat up," Layla said with concern. "Who are you?" Ailes asked, still dazed. "I'm Layla, your girlfriend," she replied, her tone gentle. "No. It can't be. You're dead," Ailes said, disbelief etched on his face. "Nope, I'm alive," Layla insisted. "No." Ailes shouted, running away. He convinced himself it was just another trick by the night stalkers. He finally made his way back to the apartment, his face etched with exhaustion and worry. Owen found the server he had been looking for and muttered to himself, I found a server." As he walked in, breathing heavily, Owen and Clara were still occupied with their tasks, oblivious to the chaos that had unfolded outside. Chapter 3. Several years earlier, Jessica gripped the steering wheel tightly as she navigated the familiar streets, her friend Hunter beside her, contemplating lunch options. "So, Jessica, where should we go?" "Texas Roadhouse, Chick-fil-A, heck, even DQ." "Roadhouse sounds good," Jessica replied, glancing briefly at Hunter before focusing back on the road. At the restaurant, they settled into their seats. Hunter's casual tone shifted abruptly as he mentioned a chilling post he had seen online. "Did you see this post? Some guy had his girlfriend shot by his parents, right in front of him," he said, his voice tense. "But then he turned around and shot them. It said he's killed several others since." Jessica's expression flickered with unease. "Well, that sounds pretty crazy." Hunter attempted to reassure her. "It's nothing we have to worry about though." After finishing their meal, they headed back to the car. Hunter noticed Jessica looking tired. "You seem tired." "I can drive." On the highway, something went terribly wrong. The car accelerated uncontrollably, launching them off the road. Present time, at the apartment. "Owen, Clara, you're not going to believe." Ailes panted heavily, his voice urgent. "I found where the server is," Owen responded, focused on his task. "What do they have?" Ailes inquired, eager yet apprehensive. "I still need to get into it," Clara admitted, her attention divided. Suddenly, Baze burst into the building. "Get down!" Ailes shouted, reacting instinctively. He fired at Baze, hitting him in the shoulder. "That really hurt, you know," Baze quipped sarcastically. "I have the right to defend myself," Ailes retorted. "You're defending the guy who tried to kill me." Baz pointed accusingly at Owen and Clara. "Well, Ailes," Clara interjected, trying to diffuse the tension. Ailes explained, so I was running from this person pretending to be Layla, and suddenly he just attacked me. I defended myself, and he chased me here. Bays, seemingly frozen with realization, said nothing. Get him out of here, Owen ordered firmly. As Bays was escorted out, he suddenly woke up, disoriented. Who are you people? Where am I? Why are you pointing a gun at me? You tried to kill him, Owen stated matter-of-factly. The last thing I remember was driving off a bridge with my friend Jessica. Next thing I know, I'm here, Bays explained, confused. Blacked out, I suppose, Ailes mused. Wait, so I tried to kill you? Hunter asked incredulously. Yeah, you did. And some girl was with you as well. She was pretending to be my girlfriend who died long ago, Ailes recounted bitterly. Hunter's thoughts turned. By the way, guys, I was thinking, maybe I should write a book about this. Owen quipped, what would you even write about? I don't know, I mean, what's happened? Hunter replied with a nervous laugh. If you make a book, you better make me a SEO writer or something like that, Ailes chimed in. No, no, as her father, no one is writing a book about Clara. I can and will sue you, Owen asserted firmly. Guys, perhaps we should not fight about a book right now. Clara interjected, trying to ease the tension. Didn't you want to be a SEO writer of it? I don't think you should be talking, Owen teased. Fair enough. Anyway, I was being stupid. Can we focus? Ailes redirected the conversation. Okay, perhaps I won't make a book, Hunter relented. We should probably download the files from their server to multiple hard drives, Clara suggested practically. Yeah, I'm doing it myself. Don't worry, Owen reassured her. Suddenly, Ailes spotted a figure outside the window, holding a katana. Do you guys see that guy down there? When they looked again, the figure had disappeared. Okay, that was very strange, Ailes remarked, unnerved. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I have a gun, Ailes said confidently. To be honest, he reminds me of that dude from that story I saw on TV, about a guy with a katana that not even people with guns can't seem to hit, Hunter mused. Oh, dang. Seems like he's really powerful. Then again, it could be a she as well. Some guy walking around the streets with a katana, who would have thought? Ailes pondered aloud. That could be a problem if true, Owen acknowledged thoughtfully. Or an asset if we could get them on our side, Ailes suggested optimistically. He has a point, Hunter conceded reluctantly. A knock suddenly interrupted their conversation. Both Hunter and Ailes grabbed a gun and looked at the door, but they did not shoot. Tension hung thick in the air, punctuated by the echoing voice from beyond the wall. Ailes, Ailes, Ailes Taylor, I know you are there, don't hide. Ailes exchanged a wary glance with Owen. Well, seems like your problem, you deal with it. The voice persisted, now desperate. Ailes, why are you hiding from me? That's Jessica, Hunter muttered, you can't do that to her. She thinks she's Layla, Ailes said, concern etched on his face. Who is Layla? Ailes asked. Some girl I was in love with when I was young, Ailes explained. The night stalkers shot and killed her. They're probably using some kind of tech to make her think she's Layla. What can we do? Hunter whispered urgently. I don't want her to die. I can't let her die. We could just do what we did to you, Ailes suggested grimly. So you're going to point a gun at her? Yes, unless you have a better idea. Their conversation was interrupted by slow, ominous footsteps approaching from somewhere else in the apartment. Random question, but you said your name was Hunter, right? Ailes asked. Yeah, what of it? Hunter replied cautiously. I have an idea, Ailes began, his voice low. How scared would someone be if they were being threatened with a katana? Hunter cut him off sharply. You can't possibly be thinking. A sudden slam against the door silenced the voices outside, plunging the room into an eerie stillness. Don't move a muscle, Ailes whispered urgently, though Hunter was already frozen in fear. Well, this seems unfortunate for you, Owen exclaimed. Question, Ailes muttered nervously, I am allowed to use a gun. What happened to not moving a muscle? Hunter retorted tersely. Sure, Owen said hesitantly. Ailes fired the gun, the sound of the bullet hitting the wall outside echoing through the room. Okay, so he does know how to avoid a gun, Ailes remarked dryly. This is a problem. No really. Clara interjected sarcastically. I have a feeling we're about to get sliced with a katana. Watch your back and your front. Ailes warned, his eyes fixed on the door. As the door creaked open slowly, tension mounted. Keep that feeling, Hunter muttered, his grip tightening on his weapon. Have you perhaps tried talking to this guy? Clara suggested nervously. If he knew we didn't intend him harm. The door swung open abruptly, revealing Jessica lying on the floor in a pool of blood, but miraculously still alive. Oh dang, for a second I thought she was dead. Hunter exclaimed. She seems pretty dead to me. Ailes retorted sharply. Hunter, care to explain where we are and also what the heck is going on for the love of God? Jessica demanded, his voice tinged with panic. Whispering to Ailes, Hunter commented, Wow, I can't believe a katana of all things made her come back. I have my ways, Ailes muttered cryptically, taking a deep breath. Hey Owen, not to make things worse but the katana dude is still standing there, Ailes pointed out nervously. The tension in the room escalated as the katana-wielding figure lingered in the doorway, only to vanish as the lights flickered. Well, the katana dude was there at least, Hunter remarked dryly. Cool, I guess, Owen muttered nervously. He was cool. Clara chimed in uncertainly. Was he, Clara? That's nice, Owen deadpanned. As the group processed the bizarre encounter, the sound of footsteps above drew their attention. He's on the ceiling? Why? Clara wondered aloud. I don't know, perhaps he watches too much Spider-Man, Hunter quipped nervously. Is now really the time for a joke like that? Ailes shot back. I got an idea, Hunter announced, looking at Clara and Ailes. Hey Jessica, grab my hand. She complied, gripping his hand tightly but not romantically. Clara, grab my hand. Owen, you'll be fine. Ailes continued, eyeing the glass window. If you jump out of the window, you are going to die, Owen protested, alarmed. Just then, a clamor echoed through the room as a katana pierced the ceiling from above. He probably doesn't have good intentions, Owen remarked grimly. The katana continued cutting through the ceiling, forming a circle. That's real nice. I feel like I'm getting roped into your problems again, Ailes, Hunter muttered, his nerves palpable. I hope this guy knows he's going to have to pay for my apartment, Ailes grumbled. Perhaps if I just talk to him, he might be willing to have a nice conversation and just hear us out. Ailes addressed the katana-wielding figure cautiously, Mr. Katana Man, I just want to talk. Whatever your problems may be, we have nothing to do with them. If things have been hard, I understand. Half my life I've been on the run because people think I'm a killer. These people are some of the only ones who have ever trusted me since what happened when I was 14. I'm sure you had friends as well, but attacking people for no reason is never going to get you anywhere. Not all people are bad. Okay, that was touching, Jessica remarked softly. Agreed. Who is this guy anyway? Who are these people for that matter? Hunter added, still on edge. I'm Ailes Taylor, Ailes introduced himself. I got framed for killing my parents after they shot my girlfriend when I was 14. So, the Night Stalkers story I heard on the news then, Hunter mused. I mean, the last thing I remember is going over a bridge in a car, and then I was here. Wherever here even is. My apartment, Ailes replied quietly. It's not much to look at now, Owen quipped nervously. By the way, who is Layla? Jessica asked, her tone softening slightly. Some girl I dated when I was 14. She got shot by the Night Stalkers, Ailes explained, a hint of sorrow in his voice. I guess whoever that Bays guy is, he feels a lot of pain, Hunter remarked thoughtfully. That was a real sweet speech and this is a real nice exposition dump, but I'm not sure if talking to him will do much. Owen interjected sharply. Before anyone could respond, the circle cut in the ceiling fell away, plunging the room into darkness as the power was cut off. This is why you need to always be prepared, Owen muttered, pulling out a battery-powered light bulb and turning it on. Suddenly, one of the beds in the room lifted up, flipping over and crashing down on Owen, shattering the light bulb. Is he gone? Owen gasped, struggling beneath the bed. God, I hope so, Clara muttered anxiously. You know, you people have a lot to explain, Hunter said tersely. Jessica noticed she was bleeding and Ailes quickly moved to clean her wound, his actions urgent yet gentle. Chapter 4 Meanwhile, at the Night Stalker HQ, tension thickened the air. The room was dimly lit, computers humming in the background. Our servers have been compromised, a voice murmured, filled with urgency. However, I managed to get some info on Ailes Taylor. It appears he's received help from Owen and his daughter, or robotic AI, or mannequin whatever you wanna call her. How do we tell the boss about this? Another voice questioned, anxiety seeping through every word. That's a good question, the first voice replied, stress evident. With our servers compromised, they might have our exact location. That means we need to move and fast. Can't they just track us? A third voice interjected. Good point. Back at Ailes Taylor's apartment, the night held a fragile peace. Finally, everything has calmed down, Ailes remarked with relief. Yeah, I think I've had enough almost getting killed for one day, Jessica chimed in. Don't jinx it, Ailes cautioned softly. Suddenly, the entrance darkened as a figure entered, casting a long shadow into the room. Looks like Mr. Katana Man is back, Hunter observed wryly. Just as everything had calmed down, a man in a cowboy hat stated calmly, stepping into the light. It's the brother of the Katana Man. Clara exclaimed. I believe you've seen a hooded individual recently, the cowboy continued, his hand casually resting near a holstered revolver. Unfortunately, yes, Ailes replied cautiously. That man tried to kill us. And if you're working with him? Nah, it's just. I'm looking for him. Any idea where he went? The cowboy inquired. Well, he isn't here now. He destroyed my apartment and left, Ailes informed him. He's done worse. If he wanted to kill you, he would have, the cowboy remarked thoughtfully. He's probably trying to get your attention. He's not very good at communicating what he wants. Normally doesn't use words. Why does he kill people, if I may ask? Owen questioned, perplexed. Beats me. Worked with the guy for a couple of months, never got any intel, the cowboy shrugged. We were business partners, nothing more. Now, he's started a cult and is currently on the run from me, a couple of years after us working together. Hey, let's make a deal. We're also in a situation right now. If you help us, we could help you find your brother, business partner, Ailes proposed. Sure. I don't seem to be getting anywhere by myself anyways, the cowboy agreed. The lights flickered ominously once more, plunging the room into semi-darkness. No clue how he keeps doing that, the cowboy remarked casually. Before anyone could react, sparks illuminated the room, followed by the sound of a struggle and gunshots echoing through the night. We need to get out of here, Ailes declared urgently. No kidding. Owen exclaimed. So, Ailes, it seems like Clara and I keep getting dragged into your problems and messes, Owen complained amidst the chaos. I didn't tell the katana guy to come and try to kill us. Ailes defended himself. You didn't, but it still seems like your mess, Owen countered. Okay, fine. Where did the stupid katana man go? Ailes demanded. As if on cue, the window shattered, drawing everyone's attention. The cowboy lit a lighter, casting a flickering light across the shattered glass. Is everyone all right? The cowboy asked cautiously. Been better, Jessica replied. Probably, Hunter added. 50% chance, Clara chimed in. 40, Ailes sighed. All right. I threw him out the window, thankfully, but he's definitely not just gonna fall. He's quicker than that, the cowboy explained, looking out the window. Just then, Clara finishes scanning the Night Stalker's servers, pacing in the midst of the tense silence. She is now finally awake to the world around her. I did it, smiley face, Clara announced cheerfully. Good job, Clara. Owen praised her. Sorry to ruin the happy mood, but look around you. Ailes's tone shifted, concern lacing his words. Why is there red water? Clara wondered aloud. Some dude with a katana tried to kill all of us, for some reason, Ailes explained dryly. That's not very nice, sad face, Clara pouted. But also, I found the servers, and I know the name of what looks to be their leader. Clara continued excitedly. Great job, Clara. Owen congratulated her. Who is it? Ailes pressed eagerly. Who is it? Hunter echoed. Who is it? Jessica exclaimed, overwhelming Clara. I might be behind on the loop, but... What's going on with you guys? The cowboy asked, bewildered. Oh hey, cowboy person, Ailes addressed him, launching into an explanation about the Night Stalkers. Also, I found out the leader's name is Simon Levant. Clara interjected. Like Simon from Infinity Train? Ailes asked in surprise. I did not know you watched that show. Hunter grinned. Completely different person, Clara clarified. Well, if we're talking about shows, has anyone seen the Hatchetfield saga? Ailes ventured. Ailes, it's been a week, shut up about Hatchetfield. Owen groaned. Fine, but what are we gonna do about this place and about him? Ailes pointed at the cowboy. Him and the katana man are related. I don't trust him. Jokingly, we could always throw him back out the window, Owen suggested. Sure, Hunter agreed. We should throw him out, Jessica nodded. Yeah, Ailes shrugged. Hey, I was joking. Owen protested. If you want me to leave, you can just ask, the cowboy responded calmly. Your choice, I was joking, Owen smirked. Well, I'm not gonna leave if you don't want me to. I'm probably the only one who knows how to keep up with that. Katana guy, the cowboy reasoned. Fair enough. All right, who are you? Ailes asked, curious. My name is Leon. I'm technically a killer, just like that guy, but I only kill those who are deserving, but the law can't touch. So I step in and make things right around here. Used to, that katana guy did the same thing. But now, he just kills random people and incites insurrections around every block and city he can get his hands on. I don't agree with that, but I knew I couldn't stop him alone, so I turned myself in, and that way, the law could work with me to defeat him. Now, I'm a secret government agent, and I'm at your service, Leon explained. Well, you should have begun with that. I'm not as worried now, Ailes chuckled. Secret agent? That reminds me of a play I watched where they were forever, Clara mused. That's nice, dear, Owen replied absent-mindedly. What is the robot lady talking about? Jessica queried. I think she's talking about Spies Are Forever. Owen guessed. Oh, I love Spies Are Forever. Do you know that one part where the lady pulls out the menu and... Ailes began, trailing off. Yep. Anyway, Leon, you say you're at our service? What can you do? Ailes redirected the conversation. Well, I'm just a guy with a gun, to be honest. Never stopped me from taking on waves of SWAT teams by my lonesome, though. I basically only got fighting on my side. The katana guy was more the brains when we worked together, Leon admitted. Could you help us stop the Night Stalkers? Ailes proposed. Sure. I'll extend this final mission to help y'all, Leon agreed. Okay, so what I was thinking. Ailes began to outline a plan. Owen, can we do this? Ailes turned to Owen. On one hand, the evidence by itself should be enough for them, but also, I haven't seen much action in a while. All right, Owen consented. So if I'm understanding, he takes out the hideout, we go to the court. Ailes clarified. I'll try my darndest, but hopefully Owen can bring down some of their high-tech defenses for me. All I need to do is get past security doors, and I'll do the rest, Leon explained confidently, producing a high-tech pistol that caught everyone's attention. I'm fairly confident in my abilities, Leon assured them. Perhaps after this is all over, I'll take up selling clothing. At least until I find something better, Ailes joked. If Clara had a face, she'd be very smiley, Owen chuckled. Well, we aren't getting much done standing here. Also, after this is all over, who is going to help fix my apartment? I think the katana man should have to pay for it, Ailes declared. He's richer than me, but he probably won't bother. He's most likely going to let himself get killed before he pays for any of this, Leon predicted. Chapter 5 The night was thick with tension as Leon and Owen approached the heavily guarded Night Stalkers base in their minivan. Leon's eyes flicked to Owen, who was tinkering with an array of advanced gadgets and weapons. You think you can get past that? Leon asked, his voice steady but laced with anticipation. Owen's face lit up with a grin as he revealed a selection of high-tech marvels. Yup, he said confidently. He stepped out of the van, disappearing into the shadows as he approached the entrance. Moving with stealth and precision, Owen picked off the guards one by one, their bodies falling silently. He shot out the security cameras, creating a path for them to enter. A guard, hearing the soft thuds of his fallen comrades, called out, "Do you guys hear that?" Owen responded with a silenced shot, taking him down without a sound. The remaining Night Stalkers, alerted by the growing commotion, rushed to the entrance and spotted Owen and Leon. I was hoping we could sneak a bit, but this can be fun, Leon said with a grim smile. Put your hands up, one of the guards ordered, their voices sharp and threatening. Get down. Leon shouted, shoving Owen behind cover as the guards opened fire. The bullets whizzed past, missing them entirely. Leon's eyes gleamed as he picked off the guards with astonishing accuracy, each shot precise and deadly. I knew you guys were idiots, but this is another level. Leon taunted, his voice dripping with disdain. More guards poured into the entrance, but Leon rolled out from cover, sniping them with breathtaking speed before they could even aim. The Night Stalkers' overconfidence was their undoing. Leon spotted an explosive device near the door and grabbed it as the timer ticked down. He hurled it at the next secured door, causing a massive explosion that blew it open and cleared their path. Pretty good, Leon said, turning to Owen with a grin. Now, there's something I made that could come in handy. He produced a small white ring with a blue symbol. This ring creates a shield that repels fast projectiles. You still need to be careful, but with their intelligence, we should be fine. Owen took the ring and slipped it onto his finger as they pressed on deeper into the base. Meanwhile, in the courtroom, the atmosphere was charged with tension. Alas, Taylor stood before the judge, Clara beside him ready to present their case. Alas, Taylor, so you finally stand before the court, the judge declared, his tone stern. Yes, sir, Alas replied, his expression a mix of defiance and worry. We've been pursuing you for years. It's time to put an end to this, the judge continued. Wait, Alas started, but the judge interrupted. It looks like you've even brought your friends to share your fate. You're supposed to be fair and impartial. Sorry if I say this, but that doesn't seem to be the case, Clara countered, her voice sharp. Fine. I'll give you a chance to state your claim. Let's hear from the robot lady, she seems to have the papers, the judge said, nodding toward Clara. Clara stepped forward. Although he is guilty of murder, we're here to prove that he isn't as bad as the people he's killing. Do you have evidence of this? The judge asked skeptically. He killed his own parents, and we have video footage of him committing other crimes, sent by the Night Stalkers themselves. Well, how are you trusting a group called the Night Stalkers? Clara shot back. And besides, there's video footage of them killing his girlfriend. She displayed the video on her tablet. That proves nothing. It could be staged, the judge dismissed. Well then, why is the video dated 11 years ago? Also, it was found on the Night Stalkers servers. Clara argued. Where did you find this video? The judge asked, his tone shifting. On the Night Stalkers servers. Clara repeated. Also, where is the prosecution? Shouldn't they be here? Show me the server, the judge demanded. Clara pulled up the server's data. Oh dang, this is real, the judge said, astonished. So, you killed your parents because they killed your girlfriend, but then the Night Stalkers committed crimes and made it look like you did them? Why would they keep footage of that? The judge asked, clearly confused. I don't know, Alas admitted, frustration in his voice. Simon, like the guy I spoke to yesterday, we need to tell the world the truth before this goes very wrong, the judge said urgently. He turned to the police officers. Tell the news to broadcast this worldwide. To Clara, Ailes whispered, we need to go help the others. Back at the Night Stalkers HQ, Leon and Owen navigated the dark corridors, their senses alert. Leon struck a match to light their way, revealing a desolate room with cold, metallic walls. As the light flickered, Leon spotted something reflecting off a surface above them. Before he could fully investigate, the lights flared on, revealing a figure encased in a glass tube on the ceiling. The glass began to crack, and a laser carved a human-sized hole in the wall. From the shattered debris emerged a menacing figure, causing Leon's eyes to widen in shock. "REI!" he exclaimed. The katana killer stood before them, now cybernetically enhanced, with glowing pink eyes and wielding a katana made of pure light. He exuded an aura of deadly power. At that moment, Alas, Clara, and the court personnel burst into the room through a cracked door. You shouldn't be here. This is dangerous, and none of you have the shields, Leon warned. I just want to say I'm really sorry, Ailes. The world knows about the Night Stalkers now. We need to stop them. Also, Simon and I have some unfinished business. The judge declared, his voice resolute. The katana killer's gaze was fixed on the room, his katana slicing through the floor with terrifying ease. Why is the katana man all cyber now? Ailes yelled as they took cover. None of you have the shields. Go somewhere safe. We'll take care of him. Leon ordered, leading the others to a safer room. They can't fight him alone. Plus, if we want to reach Simon, we need to take out Mr. Cyber Katana Man. Ailes said urgently. Would it be too much to ask for Clara to do something? She is a robot, she probably has a laser or something, Ailes suggested. I'm just a mannequin, Clara replied. I was only made to run a clothing store. Well then, any ideas that don't involve us dying? Jessica asked. The room filled with ominous music from the Katana Killer's speakers, adding to the tension. I have an idea, Ale said, determination in his voice. What? The others asked eagerly. We change the music. Then he won't want to fight anymore, Ale suggested. As Ailes and Hunter began shooting at the Katana Killer, the music blared on. Ailes pulled out his phone and started playing It Has to Be This Way from Metal Gear Rising. Oh wait, he's already listening to Metal Gear. This might not work, Ailes said. I got a better idea. He pulled out a couple of knives. I know a song, Leon said. It's called the Gummy Bear theme song. The group began singing the Gummy Bear theme song loudly, their voices mingling with the deafening music. This is idiotic, Owen muttered. Keep singing but louder. Leon urged, trying to keep the Katana Killer distracted. The Katana Killer's color changed to red, signaling his rage. Keep going. Leon shouted, attempting to buy time. The Katana Killer, now enraged, attacked with even more ferocity. His speakers blared music at maximum volume to drown out the singing. Hunter, clutching his phone, realized something. The place should have Bluetooth hidden. He connected his phone and blasted the Gummy Bear theme song directly into the Katana Killer's speakers. Owen used the distraction to attempt to disarm the Katana Killer, slashing at his hands. The Katana Killer effortlessly swiped through Owen's knives, his katana a deadly lightsaber. Well, Leon said, scanning the room for a weapon, surely there's something here for plot convenience. Keep blasting. Leon ordered. The music reached deafening levels as the Katana Killer halted his attacks. Simon entered the room, his presence commanding immediate attention. You, Simon said, his gaze cold and calculating. Well, you've been causing quite a bit of trouble, haven't you? Simon's voice was laced with mockery. He was a tall figure, dressed in a white hoodie, with long blonde hair cascading down his back. Simon glanced at the bodies on the ground, his face expressionless. Do you think anyone will remember you after this? Your childish crusade ends here. You see, I've been orchestrating this for years. The deaths of countless children, the chaos, it's all part of my grand plan. Leon's eyes narrowed. What are you talking about? Then, the wall began to be carved open by a laser. As it fell away, Abyssal E385 emerged a powerful figure from another time, intent on stopping Simon's schemes. Simon's eyes widened in shock. Abyssal's voice was resolute. I've come to end your reign of terror, Simon. As the battle unfolded, Henry, a tall figure with glowing black eyes, appeared unexpectedly. You've been busy, he said, his presence commanding attention. I'm Henry, the multiversal god of destruction and chaos. I'm here to restore balance. Leon gaped. A god? Seriously? Henry's eyes gleamed with malice. Yes, and I'm far more powerful than you can imagine. I could end this swiftly. Clara stepped forward. We need to stop this chaos. Simon is a threat, and now you're involved. Henry shrugged, an unsettling grin on his face. This is entertaining. Let's see how you handle it. He turned to Abyssal. I've been expecting you. Abyssal fired his laser weapon at Henry, but Henry effortlessly deflected the blast, sending it soaring into space. You're amusing, Henry said coldly. But let's focus on the matter at hand. In the meantime, the Katana Killer continued his rampage, cutting through the crowd of parents and citizens who had managed to break into the base. Leon, realizing the situation was getting dire, shouted, "We need to retreat. We can regroup later." Ailes and Owen grabbed Clara and Leon, making their escape as the Katana Killer wreaked havoc. The remaining crowd, overwhelmed, began to scatter. Amid the chaos, Abyssal prepared to fire his laser again. Simon, you have to face the consequences of your actions. Simon, his face twisted in rage, addressed Abyssal. You think you're a god? I've faced worse. Abyssal laughed, his eyes glowing brighter. You're about to face true power. As the battle continued, Henry's presence made it clear that the fight was far from over. Abyssal, determined, aimed his laser at Simon, the battle escalating to new heights as the fate of everyone hung in the balance. Chapter 6. The air was thick with tension as Ailes, Clara, Owen, Jessica, and Hunter stumbled out of the chaotic fray, along with the judge and Leon. They had barely escaped the clutches of disaster, their breaths coming in ragged gasps. Ailes glanced around, his face pale. Oh boy, we barely made it out. They're going to kill everyone, Clara said, her voice trembling. Unless we do something, Owen added, trying to steady his nerves. Leon, looking more worried than anyone, murmured, what did they do to REI? Jessica's eyes were sharp as she turned to Leon. Hey, Leon, I wanted to ask about REI. He was more than just your business partner, wasn't he? Leon's expression softened slightly, though it was clear he was struggling with his emotions. You could say that. I always thought of him as a friend, but he never really reciprocated. Possibly a brother. Clara ventured, noting the history between them. I have a feeling he wasn't always the katana killer, Ailes said, his voice tinged with sadness. Clara raised an eyebrow. Oh wow, so you're saying he wasn't born with katanas in his hands? Right out of the womb. Ailes sighed. I didn't mean it that way, but that's not entirely wrong either. What I meant was, something happened to make him the way he is, and I think there's more to it than Leon has shared. Meanwhile, within the heart of the tumultuous battlefield, REI was absorbing the clashing energies between the two gods. The confrontation had turned into a spectacle of energy exchanges, neither side truly connecting with their attacks. This is going on for too long, REI muttered, visibly bored. I'm getting tired of this. A brilliant light began to emanate from REI, blinding even the two gods locked in battle. Shadowy, indestructible hands emerged from the floor, restraining Abyssal. Interesting. Allow me to hold him down. Henry's voice rang out as Abyssal tried to teleport away. But before he could vanish, REI's radiant form began to transform. The robot's mechanical parts shed away, revealing a manifestation of REI's soul, aglow with divine energy. Outside the conflict zone, Leon's team was grappling with their next steps. Is there anyone who could get REI back to his old self? Jessica asked urgently. Leon looked up thoughtfully. There is one person who might be able to help. Someone REI had a soft spot for, but he stopped mentioning them at some point. Are they still alive? Clara inquired. That's a question we need to answer, Leon said. We need to find this person. Their name is, back in the God's realm. Should I bring the cowardly one back here? Henry asked. Before anyone could respond, Abyssal had already vanished. Ailes dashed inside. Abyssal, is there any way you could teleport someone to us? Henry's voice echoed as Abyssal reappeared briefly. Not if I don't allow it. Now, my work here seems done for now. Call me when anything fun happens. With that, he vanished into the void of the unreality. Back outside, Leon was consulting with his team, trying to figure out their next move. What did you say their name was? Ailes asked Leon, who had reappeared. Logan Highsmith, Leon replied. Is he still alive? Clara asked. If not, we could bring him from another timeline. Possibly, Leon said. I imagine it won't be a problem for Abyssal to bring him here, alive or dead. Which timeline do you want? Abyssal asked. The one where REI runs away, or the one where he doesn't? What difference does that make? Leon asked. If Logan falls into a trap or not, Abyssal explained. Bring the version from the timeline where he doesn't fall into a trap, Leon decided. Abyssal nodded and began summoning the alternate version of Logan. As the wind picked up inside, swirling around a central point, the room was filled with a dazzling flash of light. When the light receded, a tall figure emerged. Their neat black hair and glowing brown eyes exuded a calming presence, their gender indeterminate. In a distant realm, Rei was sprouting wings as a celestial body of pure willpower descended. The transformation was almost complete. Logan stared in disbelief. "Okay, you're dreaming." "Wait a minute, Jack," he exclaimed. "You've been through worse," Logan muttered, trying to rationalize the surreal scene. Muti, another god, appeared. "Jack, I have one heck of a story to tell you." "I'm sorry for what I said that one time if this is about that," Logan exclaimed. "Henry, Abyssal E385, what are you doing messing with human affairs?" The new figure's voice was oddly gender-neutral. Henry groaned loudly. "We're just having fun, Multi." "Who are you?" Logan asked, bewildered. "Don't worry about me, my child," the figure said. "I'm just taking care of something." Turning to the gods, they continued, "You two should not be meddling in human affairs. Can someone explain what's going on?" Logan demanded. "I already have enough on my plate. Jack just forgave me, and now he's trying to kill me. What's happening?" Muti, now fully manifest as a god, surveyed the scene with a mixture of anger and frustration. "Look at what you've done by interfering. You've created another god who wasn't supposed to exist in this universe." "You suck, Multi," Henry retorted. "I just want to be clear," Logan said, "I'm not getting dragged into any more drama. I have to deal with her. I'm sure our new god here knows what I'm talking about." "You don't have to worry about me," Multi said with authority. "I'm just the multiversal god of creation and order. I'm trying to fix the chaos caused by my brother and Abyssal." Turning to the gods, they continued, "What were you two thinking?" "Can I ask why I'm here?" Logan inquired. Logan looked towards Multi, seeking an explanation. "You have no idea what I've been through," as Logan began recounting his struggles. "I do know, my child," Multi said gently. "I watch all my children." "Let me finish," Logan said. "All of you, quiet," Multi commanded. "Absolutely not," Multi elbowed Henry, who grumbled but fell silent. "I have grown tired of this charade. All of you are foolish. I will make a decree. This world will now be mine to control." "That's actually the responsibility of all the gods in the yup above," Multi corrected. Before anyone could react, Rei burst forth with blinding light, inverting all colors and freezing time itself. The only ones who could witness this frozen moment were Multi and Henry. "Look at what you've done, Henry," Multi accused. "I didn't do anything," Henry protested. "You caused this because you interfered with human matters." Multi's voice boomed. As the light shattered like glass, Rei muttered in a foreign language. Translated, it read, "The end of all things, factory reset." "I recognize that language," Hunter said. "He's declaring the end of all things." "How do you know?" Jessica asked, startled. "Research," Hunter replied. "And a lot of studying," Hunter added. Everything was frozen, except for Multi, Henry, and Rei. The universe seemed to collapse into itself before it began anew, the cycle starting over with the promise of an altered destiny. Chapter 7. In the cold, unfeeling corridors of the Night Stalkers' hideout, a sudden flash of light transported everyone back to the moment Abyssal first appeared. The light came from the katana killer's weapon, a sleek and deadly katana. "Push, Rei, push!" everyone urged. "Push!" came the frantic cry, louder and more desperate. "What's happening?" Abyssal asked, trying to make sense of the chaos. "Don't be as powerful this time," Ailes instructed, tinged with urgency. This time, Abyssal looked around, confused, his gaze landing on Leon. No Logan. This time. Ailes exclaimed, I have a feeling something went wrong, Leon murmured, glancing at the strange new addition. And why is there a robot here now? We know all about the children. No need to rehash that, came a curt response from Hunter. Hey, we didn't kill children, you did, retorted Simon. Anyway, REI, can you handle them? Here we go again. Leon exclaimed. You're not supposed to know what happened, Clara said. Stick to the script. What script? Ailes's voice was frustrated. Do you see any scripts here? It was just a silly fourth wall break, Owen said. Let's stop getting sidetracked. We need to stop knowing things our characters shouldn't, Clara added. The group charged forward, driven by desperation. You killed our children, one of them shouted. Wait, one thing hasn't happened yet. He didn't kill the policeman. Clara cried, hope flickering in her eyes. Does this mean they made it this time? The judge asked, hopeful. A chilling response cut through the hope. With a swift gesture, Simon silenced the hope with grim efficiency. Thanks for the reminder. You mentioned it, Mr. Judge. You had it coming. He had it coming, the others echoed, their voices somber. REI stood silently, awaiting orders, his expression unchanging. Hey Owen, whatever you do, don't make us leave when they attack this time. Ailes urged. A risky move then. REI, handle everyone in the room except for you and me. REI's eyes shifted from blue to red as he charged at the group. Ailes, realizing the danger, played a song REI disliked from his phone. The enraged REI sliced the phone and grabbed Ailes by the neck with his cybernetic arm. Jessica cried out, leave him alone. Jessica, run, came the urgent reply from Ailes. Ailes managed to escape, but REI's focus turned elsewhere. I've got this. Leon whispered urgently. Clara, Owen, and I will handle Simon. You all take care of REI. At least we don't have to deal with a god yet, but we need to hurry. Abyssal, do nothing at all, came the command from Jessica, Hunter, and the judge. Why is Abyssal even here? Ailes questioned. Oh, I see how it is. You just don't want my help. Abyssal's voice was tinged with mock hurt. Perhaps I've been aiding the wrong side. Simon, REI, I'm at your service. No, 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 came the anguished cry from Jessica. Well, this is problematic. Simon's hologram flickered back to life. Cool. Anyway, I'd like you all to take care of everyone in the room except for yourselves and me. Abyssal, misunderstanding the order, aimed his weapon at himself. I told you not to. Simon's voice was frustrated. I said accept yourselves very clearly. Why would you tell me to shoot myself? Abyssal protested. Abyssal, irritated, pulled out his gun and aimed at Simon. Well, you made one mistake trusting me. He fired, but Simon dodged effortlessly. You're not very clever, are you? REI, take care of Abyssal and all our other enemies here. Abyssal quickly surrounded himself with a shield. Good luck. I told you not to do anything, Abyssal, darn it. Ailes's frustration was evident. I am about 3 seconds away from resetting everything again, you dunderheads. REI, Simon said sharply, I told you like 3 times to handle everyone here except me. Did you zone out? REI's shield shattered. Sorry, I've been busy not caring. So, like, I still own you, so, Simon's voice was cold. REI, however, abruptly turned and charged at Simon. An electric jolt and signal from Simon's device startled him. The others took their chance and attacked Simon with coordinated effort. Now disarmed, Simon faced their combined wrath. "Finish him," they shouted. Ailes, Clara, Owen, Hunter, Jessica, and the others launched a fierce attack on Simon. His breathing grew labored, matching Ailes's own tense breaths. But as their attacks collided, they passed through him. "You really thought I'd put myself in danger like this?" Simon's form flickered, revealing only a hologram. "The police officers were already dead, I just controlled when they appeared to be alive." The hologram flickered off, leaving REI standing blankly, awaiting further instructions. "REI," Simon's voice echoed from behind the false image, "come to my office later for your insubordination." He pressed the signal and shock button again. REI's eyes turned red once more, his expression blank, as he obeyed and walked to Simon's office. "Now, REI," Simon said mockingly, "I thought you'd be the perfect bodyguard, but it seems more correctional treatment is needed. Come to my office around 7:30, understood?" REI merely nodded. Although, Simon's voice took on a thoughtful tone. "Maybe you can regain my trust right now, without any correctional treatment. That is, if you eliminate Leon." REI drew his katana and rushed towards Leon. "REI. No." Leon's voice trembled. Simon's grin widened. No one was close enough to stop REI. Leon's fate hung in the balance. But despite Simon's pressing button, REI halted just inches from Leon. Leon was saved when Owen quickly dragged him away. "I knew you weren't ready," Simon sneered. "But since I'm feeling generous, you can eliminate Owen instead. No qualms with killing him, unlike Leon." REI's gaze shifted to Owen. With a decisive motion, REI struck Owen with a brutal efficiency, leaving Owen's body in a broken state. "Good job, REI," Simon said with a sickly sweet tone. "And as for the rest of you, let Owen's broken body serve as a warning. If you interfere again, we will come after you." His cackle echoed as his eye glowed ominously. "All right, REI, we're done here." The door to the next room creaked open. REI sheathed his katana and walked through, vanishing into the darkness. The door slammed shut and locked behind him. "One final message to all of you, to hell with you," Simon's hologram sneered, leaving everyone to process the grim scene of Owen's mangled body. Clara, though faceless, emitted sorrowful noises. Before the door could fully close, Ailes managed to push through. On the other side, he found an empty room with no immediately obvious way forward. "Ailes, are you okay?" came the anxious inquiry from Hunter. "Thought you were dead," Jessica said, disbelief in her voice. "I personally didn't think that, but they did," Abyssal added. "Can someone get Ms. Robot Lady to stop crying?" Hunter pleaded. "Well, unless you can bring Owen back, good luck with that," Ailes responded. Clara continued her mournful noises, grief evident despite her facelessness. The remaining group was still grappling with the loss of their children. "He mentioned something about an office," Jessica said. "It should be somewhere around here. There's a crack in the wall," Ailes pointed out. "Can you get in the door somehow? Leon, use whatever high-tech equipment you have to open the door," Abyssal urged. "Even my gun can't break that thing." Leon's voice was frustrated. Clara, having lost hope for the mission, began to leave. Suddenly, night stalkers appeared, surrounding her. "Stop right there, Robot Lady, mannequin, whatever you are," they demanded. Despite their threats, Clara continued her exit, seemingly indifferent. The night stalkers opened fire, but Clara's durability kept her from falling immediately. She continued to leave, undeterred. A scream pierced the air from beyond the door. Ailes, weakened and unable to grab his pistol, fell victim to the relentless night stalker's attack. "Ailes is dead," Simon exclaimed. "Now that we've made 2 examples, you won't come back, right?" Abyssal began to prepare a nuke. "Guys, run," came the urgent cry. Go go, Abyssal shouted. A nuke would destroy everything here. The entire state would be gone, Simon pointed out. Thankfully, I have a jet outside for escape, the judge said. Hunter and Jessica hurried to the jet, taking off swiftly. As the dust settled and the roar of the departing aircraft faded into the distance, those left behind stared at the empty runway in disbelief. The anger and desperation in their voices echoed through the deserted airfield. You little, hey. Don't leave us to die. I'm sorry. Abyssal's apology was swallowed by the growing distance, the weight of his decision heavy on his shoulders. And then it happened. The flash, blinding and final. The nuke detonated in the distance, sealing the fate of those abandoned on the tarmac. Well, it's a good thing I got myself and REI out of the state, Simon muttered bitterly. As for this crowd, see you in hell. A few weeks passed, marked by tension and uncertainty gripping the world. Then, the news broke like a thunderclap across the nation. Breaking news, citizens of the United States, the solemn voice of the news anchor echoed through living rooms across the country. The United States has declared war on Russia. Is this the beginning of a simple conflict or the start of something bigger, possibly World War III? In the backdrop of the broadcast, a haunting image lingered, a shattered shop, once a haven for a mannequin that sold clothing. Now reduced to ruins.